And so let's go, I'm gonna leave this open. Let's take a look at the skill tree and take a look at what's in the sound area. So under the sound design section, there's 3 different labs. They're all pretty straightforward. So the gameplay sound effects is just creating sound effects, and then there's a little bit of code that you can add into the game to make them work. So we'll look at adding the sound effects today, and we'll add the code on Thursday. There's also interface sounds, which is creating sound effects and adding them to the UI. So it's pretty similar, but just focusing on the UI rather than the gameplay sounds. And then there's one for background music, which is also pretty simple, just finding background music that you like, possibly multiple different types of background music, and then adding them into your project. So we'll look at doing all of those things today. I'm gonna kind of like group these all into one big lab, and so I'll post that video along with each one of those labs. So let's start with our gameplay sound effects. I'm going to, let's see. I'm gonna actually stream my whole screen because I'm gonna be using my file system and other stuff like that. So if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. So we're starting with gameplay sound effects, and I want to make sure I have somewhere to put all these files. I'm just going to be creating files today. So I'm going to go to my project folder in MMP 270. Oops. Let's see. And I'm going to open this up, and then I'm going to open up another Finder window or File Explorer window for my downloads, because most of these things are things I'm going to download onto my computer. So I want to be able to move from my downloads to my project folder. So then I'll go into my game, and I'm just going to create a new folder for audio. So I'm going to right click and go to new and go to folder and call this. You could also call it sounds, doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to put all of my sounds in here. I'm not going to have like a ton of sounds, so it should be relatively organized enough. But if you need to have, if you have lots and lots of sounds, you might want to make like a music folder and, a sound effects folder and a UI effects folder, whatever you need to organize things well. So I have my audio folder here and my downloads folder here. And so where I'm going to start is with this website called JFXer. And this is a really cool website. It's based on a software that you can also just download directly to Windows called CFXer. Let me see if there's a link to that somewhere, maybe in the FAQ. Oh, maybe it's called BFXer. Okay, yeah, BFXer is for Mac or Windows. So it's based on something that you can actually download if you want to, but you can also just do it directly in the browser. So that's kind of what I recommend. And JFXer is specifically designed to create sounds for games. So it's kind of small. Maybe I can zoom in on the interface a little bit here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So yeah, it's a bit small, but you can see over here in this left-hand panel, there's a bunch of kind of default settings for different sounds that you might use in a game. And so I have my list of sounds that I want over here. Where's that? Yeah, I have these sounds, so I can try to make those sounds. So I'll go back to JFXer. And so it's basically, I can just click on a sound. So let's say we want to start with our jump sound. There's a jump button here. And if I click on that, it's going to generate a jump button. And if I click on it again, it'll make a slightly different jump button. So that's pretty cool. I can generate all these different jump buttons, and then I can actually go back and listen to the ones I've already played. So if there's one that I really liked, like maybe this one, I can focus on that one. So I'll get rid of these others that I don't need anymore. And so now I have this jump button here. I can use the play button. Oh, whoops. I zoomed in, so now it's kind of hard to click on this button here. What if I just hit the space bar? Will that play it for me? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just hitting the space bar. So that's a pretty good jump sound. I actually like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and download it. So if I click export, it's gonna download it to my downloads folder. So there it is, jump 3.wave. So that's actually basically all I need to do. I've already got a jump sound. But let's say I wanted to have a bunch of jump sounds. There's a button here called mutate, and that'll take my current sound and it'll change some parameters randomly. So I can click mutate, and you can see all these different parameters moved around a little bit, and the sound changed a little. And if I like that mutation, I can stick with it. If I didn't like it, I can undo. So that mutation didn't really sound very good. Let's undo it. Let's try another one. That one was kind of cool. I don't know if that's a good jump. Let's listen to it again. So that was all right. It's not really a jump sound, but you know, it's kind of cool. Maybe
Professor,
I'll download it. Yeah.
I don't think we can hear the sounds.
Oh, really?
Um, I just noticed. That
Okay.
I don't know if the appearance.
Let me see. Uh, huh. Because you could hear the sounds before, right?
Uh, with this program, whatever program you're using, I don't, or thing you're using, I don't think so. Like the last sounds we had heard was from the video.
Okay.